Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Brady Pub. Chad encourages Harris to take a seat when he arrives. Throughout the holiday, Chad is reflecting on his foolishness from the last year. Harris claims that since his plans with Ava fell through, he has nowhere else to go. When Everett gets here, they talk about breakups and how hard they are during the holidays. When Chad leans in and offers Everett a seat, the situation becomes quite tense. They rapidly jump to the most recent developments in Harris' investigation of the drug cartel, leaving their discussion of backgrounds to a complete standstill. Just before Chad chooses to visit the kids, Harris receives a call regarding a significant narcotics deal taking place in the vicinity. Everett requests a ride with him. Harris declines and says he'll phone him if something goes wrong. Ava and Stefan joke about at the bistro, back alley, while they wait for a drug shipment. When Ava asks about Gabby, Stefan replies that she's afraid. Stefan fears what might occur if he is unable to get her out of Statesville quickly. Stefan continues by requesting EJ's assistance with Clyde. Stefan's actions have enraged Ava beyond measure. He claims it's all irrelevant because EJ rejected him. Stefan tells Ava that nothing she has done can improve their circumstances. They decide to cool their jets and concentrate on the shipment after exchanging sharp barbs. Just then, an automobile arrives. Kyriakis residence. After Justin greets Sarah and Maggie, he tells them Bonnie is in Chicago with Mimi. Victoria and Xander arrive just then. After hearing all about his night with the infant, Justin comments on how well Xander is adjusting to being a father. Alex and Theresa show up right then. Why does Alex address his father by his first name so awkwardly? Maggie expresses gratitude to Alex, who says he came to honor his father Victor. Maggie is happy that so many of her relatives have come to celebrate their first Christmas with Victor. Maggie hopes that in the coming year, she and her loved ones will be able to put their differences behind them. Theresa rushes over to greet Brady. They talk about how Rachel is being kept away from him by Kristen throughout the holidays. When Maggie hands Alex Victor's watch, the one his father gave him, Alex becomes sidetracked from the action. Justin looks on awkwardly from a distance as they embrace. After the family FaceTime with Will, Sunny, and Ariana, Maggie reports that she received calls earlier from Hope and Philip. At that moment, Konstantin shows up with a gift. He claims he has to leave town that evening for a flight. Maggie tells Theresa to inform Henderson to find another place to eat, and then invites him to stay for dinner. Theresa greets Konstantin when he finds her and expresses her gratitude that he is leaving town. He claims he has no intention of leaving town and isn't ready to give up on Maggie. He intends to move back into the mansion that very evening. He then seems to intentionally break his ankle. Maggie joins in while Alex is still being a bastard about his Titan staff. She believes Victor would want her to go back to the business and assist Alex in running it while the entire room looks on. Xander interrupts, stating that Maggie's return would be beneficial. Alex goes on with his assatery, declaring that he will not heed the gardener's counsel. As Justin and Brady hear Konstantin cry from the corridor, they attempt to step in. When Maggie calls Sarah over to check on Konstantin, not many people in the room buy into his new ailment. He will have to reschedule his flight, she explains. Maggie intervenes and informs Konstantin that he would be staying at the mansion while Konstantin pretends to defy the order. Maggie assures Sarah Konstantin will do as she says. When Victoria starts crying, Xander and Sarah decide to take her for a drive. Theresa and Alex want to go. He bids everyone, including Justin, a Merry Christmas, and bids them all farewell. Maggie takes a seat when the room has cleared and says she wishes her family could get together. Konstantin tells her family to be patient because things are tricky. Everett and Chad carry on their conversation over Salem's drug problem. According to Chad, naloxone is now carried by the Salem Police Department personnel in case of overdoses. They both concur that the Spectator would be very beneficial to the Salem neighborhood. Upon delivery, Stefan and Ava see a large number of tablets. Harris shows up on the scene before they can even sign. According to teasers for Days of Our Lives, Lauren Koslow has been demoted to recurring status. Some admirers were concerned about Kate Roberts-Brady because of it. What does Koslow's downgrade to recurring signify for her future in Salem, even though she was dropped? As we approach 2024, let's talk about what it means for Kate's future as we continue to read. Fans observed that Koslow is no longer under contract in the credits of DOL, according to spoilers. Koslow is very heavily involved in the show now. She has been reduced to recurring status, though. Given that we only occasionally see Kate, this actually makes sense. It doesn't lessen the character's significance or importance. It does, however, imply that we won't be seeing much more of Kate than we are at this time. Of course, things can alter in the future. Though her contract has expired, Kate is still on the show for the time being. One can never foresee the future. However, the news that Kate would no longer be in Salem startled and concerned some fans. Every character in a large cast show, like DOLL, cannot receive the majority of the storylines. It frequently rotates, and occasionally, especially after a protracted and taxing plot, some characters are given a rest. Days of Our Lives spoilers indicate that Koslow might decide to do this in addition to giving the characters a rest. Actors occasionally desire to work on other projects or have commitments to their families. Actors must occasionally accept less work for their own mental health and welfare. Naturally, Kate might be taking a few months off before embarking on yet another ambitious plot. On the other hand, fans usually want to see more of a character when they drop to recurring. Thus, perhaps the authors are working on something particularly for Kate. In an interview from a few years ago, Koslow discussed her wishes for Kate. The actress concurred that although Kate has always been successful in business, she has never been able to discover true love. Since then, Kate and Roman Brady have gotten back together and are content. Is this Kate's happily ever after? It's a joyful chapter, but it's not the conclusion. Recall that Kate remains a part of the show, and that having less lines and scenes doesn't make her less significant. So pay attention. When Koslow was demoted to recurring, were you alarmed? What does that signify, in your opinion, for Kate's future in Salem? Post your ideas in the space provided for comments below. Don't forget to keep watching Peacock's soap opera to see what happens next. After witnessing Cody's physical aggression on screen, Sister Wives fans became angrier than ever. They took to Reddit to bring up a great deal of stunning things. Many of them were lost in thought. The watchers asked how Cody was talking such sick things about Christine, though he didn't briefly need to drag Janelle down. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.